Hey everybody, it's Kathy here, and I am coming to you with my last layout for 2025, and it is a 100 pattern paper challenge, and I'm managing to do another recipe one from the group. I'm using teal, stitching, the tag, die cuts and ribbon as per the recipe challenge. I'm actually getting through 2 more pieces of paper out of my 100 pattern papers. Not as many as I'd like to be done this year, but a great start, and I'm ready for 2026. So what I'm doing first off is I'm trimming down my papers that I need to use for this layout, and I'm going to keep the branding strip from one, which is a Kaisercraft paper, which was the brick wall, and then I'm going to use that beautiful florally print there as my middle piece on this layout. Now I have pulled some extra scraps here which I end up not using, but they will come in handy for when baby's got scraps starting bright and early tomorrow. So here I am putting together the last of this layout, and I really am going to say thank you to everybody who has come back and watched my videos throughout the year. It really has been a pleasure. I hope you have a wonderful new year with your family. Enjoy it. Make sure that you make some resolutions that are flexible. Remember, they're meant to be made with the intention to achieve, but don't be disappointed if you don't get there. I am using my whole edge punch there to give the scallop with the dot for the edge, and I'm just splitting it down the middle. This is some leftover scrap that I had to the side, and it is perfect for this layout. I have gone ahead and done a lot of my die cuts because I had to do my die cuts for it, and I thought I'd do it with some of my scrap as well. So yep, scraps really are handy when you're pulling together a layout. Now remember, layouts are personal. They're what you want for your layout. You want for your story, what you want to put into your album. I like busy layouts. Personally, I don't feel I've done a good job if I haven't put enough onto it. That's me personally. If you like to keep it simple, that's great. If you love mixed media, that's awesome. But for me, I like a busy and I like a bright layout. And so all those people that come to watch, thank you so much. I really do appreciate you sitting there and taking the time out of your very, very busy lives to do so. All right, so I have now laid down all the pieces that I need for my background. The next part, I needed to do some hand stitching. So I'm going to use MK's ruler here that you can order from, some assemblage required. I'll put the details down below so that you can check that out. And I'm using it as my stitch guide. Now I really am apologizing that you're going to hear some blings and bells going off in the background of this layout, but it is New Year's Eve here in Australia, and my family are out celebrating with the fireworks, and they are busily outdoing each other with their photos. So I really am sorry if it becomes a little bit of a bell fest halfway through the layout. Now this guide is so good. It is solid and the holes are well spaced, and I'm able to do such great even stitching by using it as a guide. Now I do love the fancy patterns, and every now and then I do use them, but for straight running stitch or back stitch, I just love this guide. It keeps my lines straight and it keeps my stitches even. Now I have kept all this part in just to show you how I do it. People have asked for the full process, and I have sped it up because I don't want you sitting there for hours watching me put holes into a piece of paper. Then I am going to stitch it with some white thread, and I use DCM sometimes, and today I'm using white crochet thread, so that also allows me to just get that consistency in depth of my thread. So I'm going to just do around the border with an open stitch, so that means I'm not going back in and filling the spaces around the outside. I will down the 2 sides that you saw where the patterned paper punched edge is. There I will do a running back stitch and fill in all the spaces. Now I saw a really cool video today that Rona on Rhonda Scrapbooking, she does some threading through the stitching. Now, I'm sorry, Ronna, I didn't do it this time, but I am going to steal it, or I'm going to borrow the idea and I'm going to put it into a layout in the future. Thought it was amazing to see. Now, I have this stencil here, which I got from the scrapbooking coach, and it is of a city landscape, and that's just perfect. It gives the mapping of the streets, and that's beautiful for my photo, which is street art. I love street art. I just love looking for it. I love finding it, and I can't help but take photos of it when I do see it. I'll stop and I'll get out of the car and I'll go and take the photo because it is just amazing. It always blows my mind how people can create such beautiful, beautiful images in such large scale with paint and spray cans and all of that on the surfaces of buildings. Amazing. Street art is just one of those things that I love to go and look for. So this technique that I'm doing now, I also learnt this from some other scrapbooker. I think it might have been MK or Galaxy or Janet Fritz, where they add their inking to their die cuts to give it some depth and some colour, and I think that's a great idea. I often just put the die cuts down onto my page, and you know what, they actually look a little bit flat, and I like that I'm adding a little bit more detail with the inking to it. That's me personally. I'm going to get better at it. That's my goal in 2026, to make my dies and my cut files stand out a little bit more like other people. But that comes to timing, and it comes to remembering, because I'm pretty hopeless at remembering what I want to do and actually doing it. So I'm just going around the edges of all the flowers. I'm using the same inks that I used. I used Black Soot is the dark grey colour, and the other one is Wilderness Pine, I think, for the greeny colour. I am also using my white acrylic pen just to dot a few of the petals on the flowers, just to add a little bit more detail and a little bit more interest to it. That's me. I like to go the extra mile. I like to do a little bit more. Don't think you ever have to do it. That is just up to you. I just like adding the little bit of detail. I like to challenge myself. Do you like to challenge yourself when you're scrapbooking, or are you just a get it done kind of gal or guy and you just want it on the page ready to go so you can move on to the next layout? Curious, like to know. Me, sometimes I just want it on the page and get moving on to the next one. Others, I love to just play and add and build till I'm happy. So I am adding these extra details in. I do want it to make it stand out. I don't want it just to blend in, because sometimes if you're not using ephemera from a pack, or you're creating embellishment clusters yourself, it's nice to add the little details. So I've got all of those flowers ready to go. Now I'm going to build my layout. So I am going to pop up my photo, and I cannot for the life of me find any foam squares at the moment, so I'm going to have to use my foam dots. That's okay, it works in the end. Would have preferred a sheet of foam to go there, but that's probably been packed away when I did some cleaning yesterday, so I'll need to go and get some and make sure I've got it handy for my next layout. So I'm just taking off the backing. These are so fiddly. I don't know why, but they are. And there's my picture. I'm now going to layer in where I think I want these photos to sit. I'm just going to create a little layout. Now, I've seen people just put detail in them by using their boning tools or etching tools and some sponge underneath. That's another option, something I need to practice and do. Hey, another goal for 2026, challenging myself on creating depth to my embellishments. That's what I'm going to do. It's all going to be about embellishments in 2026, I think. So I'm layering in all of these florals and building up my clusters, so I've got height and I've got some depth to it. And then I'm going to tuck these ones over here to the side, and I want them to just tuck in to the fold of that part of the border. And then I'm just having that sitting there to the side. I love it already, and I haven't even started building it. It looks so good. I can't believe how an idea comes together so easily and so well. I have these stickers. Now, I don't normally use a flat sticker. You know me. If you're watching any of my videos, you know I don't use them very often. But I was gifted a whole set of positivity and all those sorts of things, stickers. And I was going through them last night, just checking them out. And I found these ones that I felt really matched this layout. Now, originally I was going to use both of them, but I actually think I'm only going to go down to one. I almost forgot the tag part. Oh my goodness, I'm hopeless at following a recipe. Almost forgot the tag part. I've got a double tag here, which I'm putting together. Isn't it beautiful? I should have used some of that reverse side with the black and the white. That looks just as effective as the teal. But you know what? It called for teal in the recipe, so that's what I'm focusing on. I'm going to put the tag in, and I'm going to put the saying in onto the tag. And I just think it looks amazing. Now, I was going to tie the ribbon, okay, and I was going to make it like a normal tie on it, but then I thought, no, I'm just going to be a bit creative with my ribbon, and let's play with it and see what we can come up with. Now, you know, it's all about creativity, and that's what that saying says there. Creativity is a drag. What does it say? Creativity is a drag I cannot live without. So I can't live without creativity. I need it. It's my stress relief. It's my frustration relief. It's my creative side that I don't get to do anymore in the classroom, which I used to love with kids in the classroom. As I'm working in the office now as one of the senior exec, I don't get to do that creative side with the kids very often. I jump at the opportunity to do it. And, you know, this is my outlet for it. I do remember when I was training to be a teacher all those years ago. Oh man, how many years ago? And my uni lecturer, because we had to learn all of the KLAs, all of the key learning areas, and my uni lecturer in art said, everybody is an artist, they just don't know it. And it's so true. And then she taught us not to be afraid of art, not to be afraid of creativity, and I never looked back. I just love being creative. So I'm just sticking the ribbon down because, you know, it naturally falls that way. Not really. I'm helping it do it just a little bit. So here I am using a branding strip, which is great. Another one that I'm using up. I love the fact that we use them in the strip tease hop. This year in 2026, I'm going to do better and get them out and used. Now I'm going to keep these two because they're good little strips to use for journaling, not on this layout but on another perhaps. So I'm just trying to tuck in this little bit of extra foliage here, and I think it will sit there nicely, just because I don't want to waste it, but also because I want to balance it out. And you know me with odds, I like to have things in the odds. Okay, so there we go. I am happy with that. I'm now using some pop of color in the teal, and I am just putting those to the center of those little tiny flowers. I love how the die cuts have come up. I'm setting up my visual triangle with my sets of 3. That is me personally. I always do sets of 3. I do 1, 3s, 5s. I do odds. That's because I do believe in Fibonacci, and I do believe in the natural eye pleasing of odds. So that's me. Don't, you know, you do you and I do me, but I'm hoping I'm giving you some techniques that you will be able to use on your layouts. Please let me know if I've done something today that you have forgotten, something that you have learnt. I'd love to know so that I know that I'm hitting the right mark for all of you, because I don't want to bore you. Let me know if I am. It's terrible when you sit and watch a video and you think, oh dear, I could be doing other things. But please let me know if I'm not hitting the mark. I want to know so I can get better just for you. Now I am going to add in my date stamp. This was done in October this year. I went shopping with my mother that morning and my daughters, and we had a great morning. And this street art, as I said, I love it. I love street art. I look for it, and every time I see it I do take a photo. So I hope that you can see how I met the challenge. I did my hand sewing, I've used the teal, I've got die cuts, I've got tags, and I have used ribbon. So I have met another challenge, the 100 paper challenge. This was a grab 5 challenge in the recipe. please, please, please play along with us at the 100 patterned paper. I can hear fireworks. Can you hear them? It's already starting here. Happy New Year, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate you coming back every single time, and I'm hoping you're going to enjoy your New Year's celebrations with your families. Don't forget New Year's resolutions. They are flexible. They aren't meant to be in concrete. Do what suits you. My goal for 2026, 365 layouts. Let's check it. Let's see if I get there. And thanks again for watching. That's a wrap for today. Don't forget to let me know in the comments down below if you like it. Give me a thumbs up. YouTube loves those thumbs up. And here's my next video for you. I'll see you in the new year real soon.